Bitcoin just flashed a death cross. Cardano is following a textbook Wyckoff accumulation, and Iagon is quietly loading up for a monster run, but only one of these is going to make you rich this quarter. Keep watching to find out which one. Hey everyone, it's Manny here. Welcome back to another weekly roundup. I hope everyone's had a lovely week. No, you're not going crazy. Things do look a little different. I've done a slight rebrand from Fibonacci. After testing the waters, I've decided to double down, and with that, I've decided to include myself in my content so that I can connect with you all a bit better when sharing information with you. I hope my mug doesn't scare you off too much. Anyways, off to the charts now. So we can see that Bitcoin is currently sitting at 92,500 USD. Ethereum's at 3,000 USD. Cardano is at 0.46 USD, and Iagon is at 0.12 USD. Now, if we look at the percentages and the movements over the last periods of time, we can see that in the last 24 hours, Iagon has outperformed at 8.4%. We can see in the last week, Iagon has performed the best out of those that I'm comparing. It's only down 1.5% compared to all the others. And in the last month, Iagon is up 10% while the others are all down, and quite significantly too. So to me, this shows that there is some strong belief in Iagon and that people are willing to hold Iagon instead of those assets. So I think it's a really promising sign of the future. So the SEC has removed crypto from its list of priorities in 2026. This is incredible news because it means that the SEC is effectively ending their war on crypto. And this will allow projects some breathing room so that they can flourish. So we might not see any dramatic movements straight away, but you'll notice a bit less whack-a-mole from the SEC with innovation. So that's really cool to see. There's been some rumors floating around that the general consensus is that there will be some sort of a rate cut in December. We don't know what Jerome Powell will do, but he has stated that he will end tightening in December. It is really hearsay until an announcement's made, but it's another potential bullish factor brewing in the background, potentially adding fuel to a bull run. Eric Trump, the current US president's son, has repeatedly stated he believes Bitcoin is going to have a decent run sometime soon. He believes the money that recently went into gold will shift into Bitcoin. Imagine gold sitting above Bitcoin. This is how things roughly work each cycle. This cycle is a bit different though. We may be at the end, we may not be. Bitcoin had an okay pump. Ethereum has just hit its all-time high and broken it a little bit. And large caps and altcoins really haven't done anything. If anything, they've just bled against those bigger assets. There's no guarantees in life. We could all be going into a bear market right now. But in saying that, I get a feeling we'll break the 4-year cycle trend sometime soon. I think things are different this cycle. What do you guys think? Michael Saylor confirms that he has been buying Bitcoin this dip. There have been many charts indicating that the big players have continued buying during this dip, whilst retail is still being shaken out. A tale as old as time. Have you been buying or have you been selling? This post is 4 days old. I do believe we have either just hit the death cross or it's quite imminent. As Benjamin Counter said, death crosses aren't as bad as they sound. Typically, most of the bearish action has happened prior to the cross itself, so death crosses can actually be seen as a sign of bullish reversal of some sort, whether it's just a bounce for a short term or actually some meaningful reversal. Charles has made another whiteboard video, this time for midnight. The video has gained many millions of views in the first 24 hours and has continued to gain millions of views in the last week. Midnight also hosted its first summit. I believe it was quite successful. You can see a lot of money was spent on it. It's obviously quite important for them, so they're really trying to push it. They had a lot of representation from media, university, colleges, other crypto projects, and healthcare. You may not be particularly interested in Midnight. However, I do believe its success will bring more success to Cardano native tokens. What are your thoughts on Midnight? Charles talks about the general toxic state of crypto. I actually made a video about this earlier this week. You can watch it if you're interested. To summarize, I state that the Cardano network as a whole receives a lot of crap from other projects. And we make matters worse by attacking each other in the Cardano space. I believe if everyone cuts down the toxic behavior and is a bit more positive, it will lead to projects flourishing, which leads to other projects flourishing. There's enough cake for all of us to eat. Just because another Cardano native token is doing well doesn't mean that others can't. If anything, I believe it increases their chances of doing well. Earlier this week, we all saw the infamous trade of the decade. A long-term holder unfortunately traded 14.4 million ADA worth, 6.9 million USD, or 847,000 USD. So effectively, they received about 12% of their value from that trade. How did it happen? Low stablecoin liquidity and slippage. Now, obviously, the person who made this swap has more money than sense, because there are many obvious warning signs that come up when you attempt to do this. But it actually highlights a deeper problem. Low stablecoin liquidity, which, surprise, surprise, led to more heated discussions in the Cardano ecosystem. What are your solutions to the stablecoin liquidity dilemma? Badgers 3000 pointed at an attractive looking chart that shows correlations between Cardano's recent price action and the Wyckoff pattern. It will be interesting to see how this plays out, as we have some technical analysis and a lot of narrative regarding government policies to indicate markets may make a reversal soon. What do you guys think? Is this the beginning of another bullish run, or are we at the beginning of the end? Nav had a big week at the Cardano Summit and at Worth HQ. Overall, it sounds like he's very excited and has a new level of focus. Something he said that made me particularly excited was that after seeing the HQ in person, the meetings, the presentations, he believes this partnership is a lot bigger than he first anticipated. Iagon and Worth have released a lot of information. They have posted a short tour video of Worth HQ. They've released the recording of their Cardano Summit presentation, and they've released some slides giving us some details of the partnership. I'll briefly show the details now. However, I will be making a video sometime soon going into the details of this partnership and discussing that with you all. So we can see that there is development of a secure IP management platform for 3D printing, protected licensing for digital assets designs, smart contracts for automated royalties and controlled print access, encrypted decentralized storage for sensitive 3D files, and integration into Worth's industrial ecosystem. So overall, this is massive and really great news for Cardano, and specifically Iagon. This will really put Iagon on the map, world map, and lead to more enterprise partnerships. So Iagon didn't stop. A few days after the Cardano Summit, both Worth and Iagon announced another enterprise user of their partnership, HP. HP is going to swap to an on-demand spare parts management system, allowing for secure and real-time availability of parts for manufacturing. This on-demand spare parts management system is Worth and Iagon's partnership. This news is massive. Worth, Porsche, Ford, Subaru, Volksbank, and still the F50. All of these partnerships this early on, Iagon is still only at currently a $43 million USD market cap. We are so early. These companies are worth so much, and the revenue that I'll discuss in another video will generate so much money for Iagon and increase demand. So Cardano crypto exchange bot picked up on the Kraken listing Iagon. It's currently not available for trading, but it's listed. I tried to spend my last $10 that I had on Kraken to buy Iagon, but it's not available at the moment. It said it's available soon. Conveniently, within the same hour, Iagon dropped this tease video showing a rocket labeled Iagon landing on the moon. I have a funny feeling we're quite close to the F50 announcement. It seems pretty too coincidental to me, right? What do you guys think about it? So I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope you've learned something, and I hope this compiled information has made you more informed on the crypto space. Overall, I feel quite bullish about Iagon. I'm quite excited for what they have to offer and what they're doing. How do you guys feel about this? And I look forward to seeing you next video. Thanks.